What is mathematics? Mathematics is a special subject that helps us understand numbers, shapes, and how they all work together. We use math to solve problems and figure things out in science, engineering, and other fields like economics and computer science. What is mathematics? Mathematics can be divided into several subfields including algebra, analysis, geometry, number theory, combinatorics, topology, logic, applied mathematics, trigonometry, statistics, probability. Algebra is a branch of mathematics that deals with using letters and symbols to represent numbers and quantities in equations and formulas. It's like solving a puzzle where you have to figure out what the missing numbers are. For example, if you have an equation like x plus 3 equals 5, you can use algebra to figure out that x must be 2 because 2 plus 3 equals 5. Algebra can help us solve problems and understand how things work in the world around us. Analysis is another part of math that helps us understand how things change over time. We look at how things grow, shrink, or move, and use math to figure out what's happening. It's like figuring out how a plant grows or how a roller coaster moves. We use math to help us understand the patterns. Geometry is a part of math that helps us understand shapes and how they fit together. We use math to study things like points, lines, angles, and 3D shapes. It's like putting together a puzzle, but with shapes instead of pieces. We use geometry in many fields, like building and designing things, and even in making video games and movies. Number theory is a type of math that studies whole numbers and how they work together. It's like exploring patterns and relationships between numbers, such as figuring out which numbers are prime, only have two factors, one in itself, composite, have more than two factors, or perfect. The sum of its factors equals the number itself. Learning science is like an adventure to discover how the world works. You can ask questions, do experiments, and learn about animals, plants, how things move, what they're made of, the earth, weather, and building things. Science helps us understand the world and make new discoveries. It's like being a detective solving mysteries. Science vs. learning science. Science is like a big adventure where we discover how the world around us works. We ask questions, do experiments, and learn new things. Learning science is when you study and learn about science. It's like going to school to learn about math or reading, but instead you're learning about science. So, science is what we study and learn about, and learning science is the act of studying and learning about it. What is scientific method? The scientific method is like a recipe for doing experiments. It's a step-by-step way to ask questions and find answers. First, you ask a question about something you want to know. Then, you make a guess about what the answer might be. Do experiment, check results, see if guess was right, share findings. Look at experiment results, see if guess was right, share what you learned. What is lab safety? Lab safety is like following rules to stay safe when doing experiments. Just like how you have to wear a helmet when riding a bike or look both ways before crossing the street, there are rules to follow when doing experiments to make sure everyone stays safe. Some of these rules might include wearing gloves and goggles, not eating or drinking in the lab, and being careful with chemicals and sharp objects. What is hands-on investigations experiments? Hands-on investigations and experiments are a way for kids to learn about science by actively engaging in the process of scientific inquiry. This involves asking questions, making observations, collecting data, and drawing conclusions. By participating in hands-on investigations and experiments, kids can develop their scientific skills and deepen their understanding of scientific concepts. What is science and technology? Science is the study of the natural world and how it works. It involves making observations, asking questions, and conducting experiments to learn more about the world around us. Technology, on the other hand, is the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes. It involves using tools, techniques, and processes to solve problems and make our lives easier. How can we use science in real world? Science has many real-world applications that we use in our daily lives. For example, we use cars, bikes, or bicycles to go from one place to another. These are all inventions of science. We also use soaps and LPG gas and stoves for cooking. Meteorologists use science to study the weather. Scientists use satellite and weather station data to predict future weather and help us prepare for extreme events.